we've got our game back. I reloaded a little earlier after the last crash. Because I remembered something. Alright, sorry, I noticed something when I was going back up to where we crashed. First of all, the joke names for when you're making your way up. But also, which I hit the button too fast, what's the wizard's favorite color? Great question. There's a very obviously purple castle, so I'm going to say purple. Like I mentioned at the end of the last part, there are like 10 different questions it can be. What I did when I ran this, I wrote all 10 down. Each person came up one at a time. What's your name? What's your quest? And I gave them each a different third question. The first guy comes up, gets it wrong, boop, bottom of the mountain. Second guy walks up, expects, he's like, ha, I know it's not his answer. I know what I'm going to say, boop. Third question's different, and he goes, what? That's not the right answer. Boop, bottom of the mountain. I think it was literally the last person. The last person got, what's the wizard's favorite color? And she's like, purple? That was the right answer. Good guess. Do I know open? No. Let's ask about magic. They talk a lot. Ask about Baba Yaga. You have to wait for him to put his cup down or he gets mad. Ask about the curse. Here's the curse. Upon von Spielberg and all his clan, this is the curse I now demand. Hesitant to hit the button. There we go. What I will shall come full measure, so shall ye lose all that ye treasure. Of course, the problem is that for every curse there is an equal and opposite counter curse, which is a fascinating bit of magic lore that if you curse somebody with the power of rhyme, there's a counter rhyme. And the Baron, of course, wouldn't have paid any attention. Counter curse. The counter curse for the curse of the Baron goes: come a hero from the east, free the man from in the beast, bring the child from out the band, drive the curser from the land. So, that's how you break the curse. There's your your 3 main objectives. Free the man from in the beast, bring the child from the band, and drive the cursor from the land. We already freed the man from the beast. Job a good 'un. Or however they say it in Australia. Job done, as the orcs say. And then this is a little nice bit of game design right here in the point and click version. You ask about Baba Yaga and the curse, because this is obviously a wizard, and I think you can maybe get the prophecy. It's just the counter curse, right? The prophecy is just the counter curse. It's not some biblical level beginning of time they knew you would wander into this place. No. It's just the counter curse. But to the people in the village, it's a prophecy, right? Because they don't know any better. It's just the counter curse. It's just how the curses work. You ask about the curse. You ask about the counter curse. The very next thing that happens when you click on him, you ask about the magic mirror. That's the item you need to beat Baba Yaga. It's right here. The clue is right here. You literally can't miss unless you screw up talking to him, or you're in the text parser version, and it's a little harder. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I misplaced it around here somewhere. Small golden magic mirror with a dragon handle on it. You know it's mine. If you find a mirror, you know it reflects spells. That sounds like it'd be really, really good against an enemy spellcaster. That one of your guys just has Final Fantasy VII style auto-reflect is maybe a little good. And you can literally just let it do that. You can literally just, if you have the mirror, spells reflect off of you. Full stop. The end. Just let that be the item. Because you're going to return it to Erasmus at the end of the game. You don't have to worry about game balance in the second game because you're taking away that item. It's going back to Erasmus. You're a hero, not a thief. I'm a hero and a thief. You're giving it back to Erasmus. Happens off screen during the transition. There is no point that the heroes are going to have a chance to squirrel that away and keep it forever. It would be busted. For this game, if you happen to have all of the spells, you can play a little mini game with Erasmus to earn the final spell, which is okay. But not, I think I've got it once. Like, it's broken in the original version, and it's met in this version. And you kind of got to go out of your way to level it up separately, because it has spells level up just like in Elder Scrolls. So you got to spam them to get them to work right, but, you know, max level any spell, it'll do its job. I prefer the spells that do their job at level 1. Tell me about Arana. Never better. Only built this vacation home here a century ago. Missed a few places in town. Unfortunately, I don't know how to leave Erasmus's house politely. You just stand up. There's no way to say goodbye. You can do that in future games, but in this game, there's just no... As far as I know, there's no way to say goodbye. In your Dungeons & Dragons campaign, you can easily just have... you say, thank you, goodbye, and he'll shortcut you down. Sneakadoodle. So, there's one... Yeah. Exactly one forest location left. And after that, it's just see how fast I can pound through the game to get to the last couple screens. Doop 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 doop. We should be pretty close to town. Your players, of course, are just going to say, we go back to town, or wherever it is they want to go. Roll that survival check and be done with it. Time of day, mid-morning. As I mentioned last time, if we go to the castle right now, we get our reward. We don't want our reward yet, because we get a nice rest. So we would much rather spend our day doing stuff and then come back and get that rest for free. But that's just a game thing. Players are going to go, reward, zip, straight there. Doesn't matter. That's fine. I need to purchase something, which you don't normally have to purchase. I'm going to use my money and buy 2 flasks. Do we need anything else? No. In a little bit of foresight that is kind of unusual for this game, or for this era, you don't actually have to buy flasks at all. You can... Oh, now my number pad's working. Yeah, let's get some diagonals in here. So, what you can do is buy healing potions, and as you use them, the empty bottle stays in your inventory. Yeah, we're not fighting you. I might be able to beat you at this point, but... I don't want to take... Oops. Don't want to take the risk. I do like that the run command legitimately makes you go faster. Like, that's how you outrun enemies. We're going to switch back to sneak. And we're going to get some of this water. This is flying water, because it's just a clever way of saying clean water. It's water from the waterfall. Nothing magic about it, just fancy word for water. The other thing that we need the flask for is a lot more work. So, the other screen I skipped. We're going to be back here a little later, but I want to show it off now since I want to get all the forest scenes in one spot, and then the rest of it will be plotline related scenes. This spot right here. You know, actually there is one more thing in the forest that I forgot, but it's very minor, and we're going to be there anyway. Get on the way back. Yes. Yes, that thing makes that noise the whole time. And just in case you can't hear it. Yeah. The whole time. This is the Antwerp. My players had a heck of a time with this thing, because it is intended to be a joke. It's a gag. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't do anything. It's not in your way. It'll just move out of your way if you walk towards it. If you decide that you must attack it. I mean, you know you screwed up when the game goes out of its way to do some extra animations and stuff. I mean, this is I attack the gazebo level stuff, right? Again, I know the answer. It's just bouncy. It bounces out of the way. And the second you leave the screen, it comes down and crushes you unless you puncture it. And that's it. Boing, 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 boing. Let's go ahead and restore. That one doesn't hurt anything if you do it. And it's actually, canonically, they make a reference to the Antwerp population explosion. So I think canonically you actually do pop the Antwerp. And you split him into a whole bunch of little ones. But he's just a friendly little bouncy ball guy. He's just ignore him. If you use your detect magic, there's nothing. This is the secret entrance to the Brigans. You can sit here and mass click to level up your strength mega fast. So we have 29 stamina, 71 stealth. So if I were to, for example, just mass click on this thing, I can just click as fast as I can. Go clickety, 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 clickety. Not getting any strength. Weird. Maybe I'm in a patched version. That's one of the speedrun strategies, is you start with no strength because you just walk over here. And because there's no animation, you can just click on the rock forever and max out your strength. This is something that I recommend that you take out of the game. Being honest. This is another one of those cases of it's a video game, therefore, if you do something rough to the player, they can just reload. You can walk up to the Brigan Fortress. You have a bad feeling. I believe it is technically oh, there we go. You can technically fight your way in, but you have to fight so many of them in a row and force your way in. Like, if you're the fighter, sure. But there's a large number of the hardest daytime bad guys in the game. This is just... I don't even know how many there are. Like, I'm going to have to level up a fighter to bring him in here just to see how many there are. Because I've never seen anybody do it. I don't know if there is a finite number. The problem there, okay? The problem there, once your party starts that fight, most players are not going to be smart enough to realize that they need to turn and run. So I would say make that even harder. Like, make it like a cliff face or something. So, like, make it so the path has multiple barricades. Make the bandit archers visible. Like, don't make it an ambush. Make it obviously guarded. So the players look up and they go, oh crap. That's a death sentence to walk in there. Don't make it an ambush. Don't even risk that. Because you're risking a total party kill because the game expected you to be able to just restore the game if you went that way. Don't do it. Make it obvious. Make it clear what the party's getting into. And if they still want to, at level 2 or 3, try to ram themselves in the front door, that's on them. If you got a party of 3 barbarians and a paladin or something, alright, maybe. I will say, if they did not pick up the note in town, and they never go into the bar, they never notice the note, they never read it, they never go back for more notes drop. If they never go back to the notes, they're never going to get the hint about this. I wonder if I can... So the thief is supposed to get the toolkit to unlock it, but did I get points anyway? No? Okay. Come on. Anyway. That was one of the things that I skipped earlier. Be careful with some of these in any Dungeons and Dragons game. You know, be careful about putting your players in an unwinnable scenario. If it's going to be near certain death, they're going to do something. Put up the big warning signs so they know what they're getting into. And if possible, give them a way to run away. You don't have to win every fight. Surviving is good enough. That fight is just... You were dead the second you walk on that screen unless you happen to be the Hulk. Blah, 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 blah. The healer can make you a potion of Dispel. Flowers from Miranda's Peace, green fur, which we have, fairy dust, magic acorn, flying water. It's just water. We have it. Return to concentration, blah, blah, blah. Note for people playing this actual copy of the game. You see an acorn fall slowly to the ground. Pick up the acorn. The game is unwinnable if you don't click to pick up the acorn. It despawns if you leave the screen. I was trying to speedrun the game and I didn't pick up the acorn and I couldn't get it because the dryad never comes back. That was disappointing. I was going for a 100% run. So I had grinded my stats up and everything as efficiently as I could. That sucked. Oh, that sucked. Alright, we should be close to what I was thinking of. Is it up there, or... Ah. I don't know if I could take even one of you guys. Stabby! Push the button more times than he does. He has a lot of block. Yeah. Get him. Come on. Hey, I successfully ran away. Huzzah. Alright. This is the graveyard. You come here for one thing. It's to pick up that bright red obvious plant. But you can only pull it at midnight. At midnight, there's all sorts of monsters and stuff. You have to find a potion of protection from undead, or the undead will just kill you with an accidental touch. That is part of a... Oh, hello. So, video game thing. This is a meeting that takes place after you have saved the Baronet, I believe. You could go to the tavern and there's a new note saying, hey, meet me at the archery range. This is the archery range. Just on the south side of town. So you sit here. I can't be here yet. Sad. Oh, maybe I can. So the intention here is you eavesdrop. This is a weird screen. This is the only screen in the game that works like this. You can come to this screen from every direction, but you can't actually walk through this screen. I can only go back the way I came. Because there's a wall and stuff here, and there's some bushes and stuff over here. I have to come from directly below. Back door where the bouncer hops around. Got your key. Don't lose it. And remember the password. Hide and go seek. You'll recognize that guy. We talked to him earlier. He told us about the Thieves Guild. This is just some other brigand. I'm going to see if the game lets me do this. As a thief... Assassinated! Here's the problem. I don't have any more weapons. Can I... Ha! Ha ha! Ha ha ha! I can't search him from here, but the game lets me pick up my dagger from here. And we're going to rest for an hour. And then... Come on. Sneak. If you walk too fast onto that screen to go get that key, the other thief is still walking to town, and he insta-kills you. Alright. That rest for an hour was apparently good enough. We now have the information we need. I retrieved my dagger? I already did that. I just didn't know it worked that way. Free dagger. We learned something today. All right. We have the key. So if you've been listening to the hints, free the child from the band. It's talking about getting the other one of the Baron's kids is being held hostage by the brigands. We could go there right now and we would die and we could have all of our save games saved in there and not know that we're screwed. There's every possible... I mean, it's the hardest thing in the game. Like, it's supposed to be the end of the game. You're not supposed to be able to do it unless you've done everything else. So you can put all your highest difficulty stuff over there. But this is Dungeons and Dragons, and as soon as the players think they can raid that place, they're going to. There's only the Dryad. Only the Dryad actually gives you the heads up that you need the Dispel Potion. Well, and the Fox, remember, the Fox that we saved tells you to go help the Dryad. Well, then the Dryad tells you need the Dispel Potion. So hopefully your players have been following the chain of things you've been telling them, and they don't go, hey, we have a key into the back door. Guess we'll go, kick a face in, stop the brigands. There's the formula that we tell the healer. Blah, blah, blah. We can sell some mushrooms to her for some money. It is important that you not have the mushrooms on your person when you go to talk to the fairies, or they get mad. Here's the flying water. Here's the green fur. You know, if the green fur is a piece of the meep and it makes a dispel potion, makes me wonder if meeps are like naturally magic resistant. Because the rest of the stuff is just like, you know, the peace flowers I could see as being like a cleanser. Water because water's in everything. The fairy dust maybe to give it the magical kick. But I feel like maybe the meeps. Maybe the meeps are magic resistant. Maybe that's why we got a piece of them. And then added, you know, magic acorn. I don't know, because the dryad wants to make herself feel important. Or maybe that's a healing bit, but I don't know. We have the flowers. And I think we have delivered all of our stuff. How many... Did she give us our bottle back? Nope, she kept the bottle. That's alright, we only need the one. Oop, no, did not mean to do that. Just throw a random carrot in her house. Just don't like carrots. I didn't even give you a carrot. We have a little bit of money. Click. Wonder if we have enough climbing to get up the tree yet. We don't need the ring to beat the game, but we're literally right here. I just want to give it a try. Because we were able to climb up a couple other things, so we have a little better climbing now. Climby to climb. Whoop. 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 There we go. So this tree is the hardest thing to climb in the game. It is technically harder to climb than the fence at the end of the game that we're going to do later. Which is kind of silly. Except that this is a video game and they needed something for you to work on so that by the time you did this little quest, it guaranteed you were able to do the other quest so you don't get all the way there and then stuck. They made sure all of the skill gates before you get to the end game are higher than the end game ones, so you feel awesome going through the end game. Give her back her ring. She gives us some healing potions. I think she also gives us some money. And she gets a little too friendly with her thanks. No means no, lady. What time is it? Come on. Sunset approaches. Perfect time to go to earn in our reward, get that money. This gives your players a chance to actually talk to the Baron, get his point of view on things. Give the players a chance to feel like they're actually heroes. They're getting a reward for having done something. Feel like they're actually getting some standing. As I just squat in the doorway. Oh. I think I know what's wrong. Sometimes these old games they've got loading zones, right? Like the edge of the screen. This loading zone is a little bit farther in, but it had a timer on how long I was going to walk. And I was in stealth mode, so I didn't walk far enough. There's the snooty baronet. Restoring the hope of the Baron. He doesn't actually tell you very much. He says, I tried to force the ogress Baba Yaga to leave the valley. She put a curse upon me. I lost all interest in living. My land suffered. And he thinks the prophecy is now going to come true. Because we're here. We've made progress. Let's ask him about Bear. So, we can just literally turn and walk away. I believe the backstory is basically Baba Yaga was just chilling, right? And every time somebody came and attacked her, she would kill them and stick their head on a spike outside her hut. She was not good. She's not even neutral. But she kept to herself. And so the Baron basically took all of his men and was like trying to throw a hobo off his land, except the hobo is a very powerful spellcaster. So that was probably a bad idea. How much money do I have? I might do this in a different order. We have 58 gold. So if I buy the undead unguent. Okay, yeah, we're fine. We actually have way more than we need. So that's the potion of protection from undead, so we can go to the graveyard at night without dying. Without dying and or save scumming our way into not touching a single ghost. Oh please, oh please, oh god, oh please. So we don't have to do that. We can just chug the potion, walk by. He poses every time. The fighter uses that reward to go get the armor, and you legitimately take less damage from every hit. We should be sneaking. And going faster. Oh yeah, much better. Go over there now. Yeah, I should have done that from the start. So for the sake of showing off all of the thieving stuff, we need to go buy the upgraded toolkit. Unfortunately, since I have done no thieving, my pick locks is very low. Save game. Can I just put this in here? So the trouble is, it's kind of hard to practice lockpicking during the day. There's a critical threshold that you can actually pick the lock I'll give it a shot. If you lockpick yourself, you delicately insert the lockpick into your left nostril. Game over. But if you have a high enough skill, you can actually grind lockpicking by picking your nose. It just says, your nose is now open. But you have to get to a certain level first. Oh god, boing, boing. Come on, we know that it's here now. You find a keyhole. There we go. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So I'm hoping that this grinds our lockpick up so we can do the thief sections. Oh, we got it. So it must have gone up. Yeah, we went up 19 points just since we were sitting here. We leave. We come back.
Next time I'm just going to shut the door. Okay, well then, go sleep.
We're going to keep going until 43. Off the screen. Back on the screen. I believe that this is the most difficult lock in the game. So now that we can... If we can get that, we should be good for the rest. Alright, there's only... there's. It may seem pretty disjointed because I'm not following actual game clues. I'm just kind of doing things as I walk by them. We're really close to the end of this game. Story-wise, we have to spend one night out in the darkness, which kind of sucks. Here's your glowing gem. Yay! Blah, blah, blah. What time is it? It's probably not very... Day is dawning. Can we rest? Can we rest again? We need to pass as much time as possible because we need it to be nighttime. 2 hours after day is dawning, it's mid-morning. Talk to the hut. Did your players write down the rhyme? What's the rhyme? Did your players write it down? Hut of Brown, now sit down. Not hard. But did your players write it down? Or do they have to come back the next day when the gate's back up and ask the skull? You can actually also buy the rhyme off of the dagger-throwing thief guy in front of the town for 2 gold, which is a lot. He'll tell you how to brown now sit down. He tells you the truth. He doesn't lie to you. Oh no, our body is frozen by the witch's power. This sequence takes a little while. Basically, this is Baba Yaga. You walk in here, you're obviously an adventurer. She's like, screw that. Just gonna eat you. It is her pets, her spider and her bat. They want something else. You know, typical kids. They don't want what you're going to make. They want something else. So she sends you out to get a mandrake root. Just like the mandrake in Harry Potter. It's one of those undead themed. Really? You just put your bush in the way so I can't get through? Anyway, we gotta waste some time. You know the other term for a circle of mushrooms? Fairy ring. So what we're gonna do First, we're going to see if sneaking through the forest lets me rest. Hooray! 2? Give me 2? Nope. Strength training. So, this is just to burn stamina. The more stamina you burn, the more you can rest. We have burned no stamina. I'm sure that that was able to do it before. But you know what else burns stamina? Fighting. Alright. I'm going to try my hand at old school stabby stab. Stab, 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 slash, slash stab, stab, slash. Just kick him. Boy, you threw that goblin a long way. 5 silvers. 1 down. Can I rest? Can't even rest after killing a goblin. Now you'll notice, now there's 2 goblins. Every time you come in here and kill a goblin, there's an extra goblin to fight. Now remember from earlier, you die if you run out of stamina. It doesn't just drain your health like you would expect from Skyrim or any of those other ones. There's also 8 separate places the body can land, and each of them gives you a different amount of money. Won't even let me rest on this screen. There, now I can rest. What do we got time-wise? Midday. This is the bane of the speedrunner right here. Just waiting for nighttime to show up so you can do the required nighttime tasks. Let's see. Weapon use has gone up a little bit. Stealth is even higher. Our stamina is still pretty low. Time does pass on every screen. Yeah. Go that way. Now too far. So. Actually, now that I think about it, think we can pick our nose yet? Success! Your nose is now open. So, unless I roll like a 1 or something, we can now grind lockpicking to guarantee that we can do all of the thiefy stuff all in one shot. There's not a lot. Pick locks at 61. No stamina. Rest. An hour. Rest. An hour. Time. Sunset approaches. Sweet. We've been on basically every screen at this point, so I'm really just trying to for the sake of showing off all the game, going everywhere. I'm going to spend my cash while I'm thinking about it. We do have magic, so let's buy the other spells. Open in particular. then flame, and fetch. So open is knock. It's unlock something / open it. Flame is basically firebolt. Maybe like a level 1 spell version because it costs magic. It's not free. But it's your magic user's main attack spell. You throw a tiny little fireball. And fetch is mage hand. You get all those from the magic shop, but you have to earn money first. Come on, is it dark yet? I wonder if it has to be dark, or if everybody just has to be home, or not home. Yeah, it won't even let me up there. Come on. Get dark, get dark, get dark, get dark, get dark. Just let me rest another hour and we'll be good. There we go. It is now nighttime. We're going to put an anchor save here. The thief stuff is optional. You do not need to do it at all. All it does is give you money and, you know, make your class worth it. Snick, lock is open. So you got an old lady's house. And some of these things make actual sense. All right. Here's a question. Do you include these in your 5th edition game at all? Because unless it's a full thief party, why would you go break into houses? This is absolutely a case of don't split the party. It's absolutely a case of don't give them, like, the non-heroic things to do. Maybe if you've got, like, an all-thief party, or you've only got, like, maybe 2 or 3 players, you know, and they don't mind that one player goes off and kind of does their own little side quest thing. Or, and this is the most reasonable thing, I think, 1 or 2 of your players, they're sick one week, they don't come. And instead of canceling the whole thing, if your thief happens to be the guy who's there, go through some burglaries. Or maybe your thief character shows up earlier or stays later than everybody else. Sure, extra content. Then get some extra cash. Run them through some of these scenarios. Why? Maybe it's their background. Maybe the reason that they're a thief is that somebody stole something from them and they want to steal it back, blah, blah, blah. Insert reason here. I'm not going to include these in my... I'm just not going to include these. There's no plot items here. There's no good excuse to do something so obviously illegal, and you're stealing. This is literally the little old lady's house. You're stealing from the little old lady. Why? There's no plot here. There's no reason to do it. If you really, really, really want to, there's 2 houses you can burgle. You can move one of the plot things here. Doesn't really matter which one. Maybe she has maybe she has a bottle of the water from the waterfall from 50 years ago before the magic of the water left or something, and this is the only way to get the magical version of the waterfall water. That's reasonable. But you gotta have a good reason why just your thief character is going to be playing for the next 20 minutes. Or you have to come up with a real good way that your other characters are all going to clomp around in here without getting caught. I would just skip it. It's Quest for Glory. The thief sections are interesting in a steal everything that's not nailed down kind of way, but it's absolutely a one-player thing. I would suggest if your players like the campaign when they're done, suggest they come play the original game and tell them to play as a thief because you skipped all the thief sections. So there's still something in the original game for them to do because you haven't spoiled any of this for them. But let's do it for the sake of being here. Okay. So avoid the cat. The cat will give you away. Don't pick up that. That's very obviously a bird cage. Look, a string of pearls in there. Let's rob the purse. Let's check out the drawers. Steal the candlesticks because they're drawn different than everything else. Nothing else. It's a shrubbery. Three more silver caught in the cracks. That's it. We stole some random loose money, some pearls, and a couple of candlesticks. There's one other house we can rob. It's this one right here. We're going to check on the... Night is still young. We're still good. Lockpick our way in. We can take this candelabra. A little bit of money there. We can... I think we can... Oh. You play with the music box. So that's just a cute thing. They don't punish you by killing you. They just make you think. You take the music box. Move that on the floor. Oh, a safe. Clickety click. Lots of money. Put the stuff back. You don't actually have to put the stuff back. But you can. And you can take the vase too. I don't know why you put the vase on the floor and then take it. I thought there was maybe something underneath the rug, but apparently not. And that was it. You break into two houses. You grab some items. You keep the cash. And then you can go back into the Thieves Guild. And you can give the items. Man, 40 silver is a lot. You give all... Ooh, that was even more. Give all of the items to the fence. That was all of the items. And that was it. Now we're filthy stinking rich. Like, remember how we couldn't even afford the lockpick set when we first came in here? And now we could buy the armor if we wanted to. It's crazy. The thief gets more money than anybody, but I mean, you can even play you can play that dagger throwing game with the chief thief and win even more money. It's crazy how much cash you can get and then have nothing to actually spend it on. You can climb the fence to get back out of town, which is what we're going to do. We're going to double check time. Good. Save the game. We have 2 more stops to make, and then we can basically beeline to the end of the game. We are in stealth mode because a monster just wandered by. You hid in the bushes until it passed. If you are a thief, there's a very high chance that you're just going to die if you run into any of the nighttime monsters. Hey, look. They're a little hard to click on. I mean, come on. Ooh, a human. Will you dance? Yes. Or you die. You can dance if you wanna, or you can leave your life behind. I don't recommend killing your players if they don't want to dance. I don't recommend killing your players if they're carrying mushrooms, because the fairies kill you for having stolen the mushrooms from their fairy circle. Because it's a video game, you can just reload. You cannot reload in Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe if you have the mushrooms, maybe we just don't spawn the fairies. Like that, you come in and you can sense that there's something there, but it is a distrustful air. Maybe you have to go back and talk to Zara because she's half fairy, and she'll give you a hint as to how to make the fairies appear. So then it's not even a case of show up at night, it's show up at night and do a dance, and then the fairies appear. There we go. Guess you gotta drop that information in there somewhere. So what we want... My game speed is up too high. We have to talk to the fairies while they're flickering around your character. Lame. I might have to maximize the game for a moment, which will make it look really weird on the stream. And by stream, I mean recording, because I'm not currently live. Oh, I should put my... Yeah. Since there is no chat, might as well let Diglett hang out with us. I wonder why some of those are brown. Anyway. I'm going to save near the end of the dance this time. So I don't have to sit here through it again while I'm trying to troubleshoot the game going too fast. These games were made back in the days where they would time actions based on your CPU, because it used to just be a little crystal, and they would basically let's resave. And they would time... Come on. Give me the fairy. There we go. Whew. We're going to go straight to fairy dust. Alright. We got the fairy dust. We don't have to watch that again. Now, oh, there we go. Here, ask about the mushrooms. Fairies. We already got I don't think you can get it twice. Okay. We have the ferry. We have two. I didn't know you could get it twice. There's no point for two of them. Alright. Oh, sure. Now they're sticking to me. Oh, wait. Oh. Also, don't stand in there. Don't step in there when the fairies are active. What a friendly little fairy when they're not murdering you. Let's turn our speed back up. And back into stealth mode. Alright. We are too far north. Don't go back to the ferries. That is a ghost. Are we... Night is still young, huh? Middle of the night. That's what we needed. We're going to use our undead potion. So if you touch the ghosts without it, you lose your health rapidly. And it is possible, I think, to worm your way into the graveyard and out again without it. But it's a lot of work. Whereas you could just come in here with the thing, walk in. It has to be midnight. Not the night is still young. It needs to be midnight. Come on. And then you can go and yank it. Baba Yaga will kill you if you do not bring the mandrake root back within 1 day of walking in and she turns you into a frog and you promise to go get it. You die. I really don't recommend cursing your players. Don't make it that harsh. Because honestly, I mean, even Baba Yaga shows up again later, in a later game. She's not evil. She's not like chaotic evil. She's more like a lawful evil. She doesn't eat people that she likes, basically. She thinks you're there to kill her, and that's fair because literally every other person here is trying to kill her. If it wasn't for her predisposition, like, if it wasn't for the Baron having already made her mad, all the skulls on her gate are like guards and stuff that were sent to kill her. She keeps her word. She takes the mandrake root and she's like, and she's just going to make mousse out of it. That's not even like that crazy of a food. And she just lets you go. In a later game, you actually kind of make friends with her, like kind of like frenemies. It's not a big deal. Hostile intent. Oh, I found a goblin. Alright, I can kill a goblin. Goblins I can fight. Not fighting anything else. On the other hand, I should have been able to sneak past a goblin. Oh, that's my undead potion wearing off. I'm going so fast that I can't properly click where I'm going. Can I climb? There we go. We can get back into town from here. And we are rich AF So we'll just take the nice in, wander out. Let's go beat the game.